Welcome back to the Creatively Challenged podcast for Monday, March 5th. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Nolan, and Mike Stuglis is seated a foot away from me. Mike, what's up?
Do you want to play footsie?
We usually do on the show. There's been a number of times
both our feet are
where
slimy
we'll
right
touch
now.
each other on accident, and then he'll creep back in with his foot, and you don't even know about it, Dan.
No.
It's happened a lot in the past year.
I keep my feet out of the shark pit in there.
Yeah. Oh, if you don't want to get in on this.
Yeah.
You don't want to get in on this at all.
I don't like physical contact.
Yeah. That's Dan Stewart over there. What's up?
I poisoned myself. All three of us poisoned ourselves, but
Hey, speak for yourself here. I'm doing all right today.
well, yeah. I mean, you still poisoned yourself. You just didn't,
Oh, yeah.
You just didn't poison yourself to the brink of death like I did.
Mike said at the bar last night you were almost asleep at the before you left. You were almost gone, right?
No, I was still singing.
I don't
You were
remember
still up?
saying that.
No.
Did I?
No.
I don't know. I'm hearing it. We were talking about something else maybe then.
I was.
Oh.
You were doing good?
I was singing. Yeah.
Till what time?
I don't know. Time was not known. My phone was away and off during the bar, which is good for me because I'm a bad drunk text and caller guy. So
Oh, you'll get people on the phone?
yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
We'll call and
it's
serenade
bad.
people.
Yeah.
And especially when you're on your phone at the bar, it's way too easy to just get locked in on it. If you find something cool on Twitter or something, then you just stay on it the whole time.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
I was singing. I was
Oh,
having
yeah.
fun.
It's good to turn it off every once in a while.
Yeah.
Starting with margaritas before the bar was a dangerous move.
Yeah, it was. I had fucking two of them, and
Yeah. Two
But-
big ones.
but once we got into piano, everything.
The sludge was kind of digested.
Yeah, so I didn't feel like full anymore. So then I got drinks at piano and just got beer. And that wasn't good, but beers were $3, so
Not bad.
yeah.
Remember when he's like PBR and whatever is $2? You're like, just give me the Bud Light.
I was I actually hate both of those. Give me a Bud Light.
Well,
You guys wanted me to marry this one girl just because she had a Deathly Hallows tattoo.
I was hoping.
And I went up and talked to her and I bought her a drink, but I didn't hear a goddamn word she was saying. So she told me I should get a tattoo. And I'm like, all right, what should I get? And she's just like, oh, you could do something with the Marauders map and the feet. I'm like, I actually thought if I got a Harry Potter tattoo, that was something I wanted to do. And I said it just like Jerry Seinfeld, just like that. And then she thanked me for the drink and walked away, and I never saw her again.
You morphed into Seinfeld mid.
But it's not like I was like, oh, it's not like I went oh, no. Just
that's the tattoo.
Yeah, it's you've got to be kidding me. I was thinking I wanted a tattoo just like that. No, I just the cadence of it.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's easy to do it now.
Yeah, I know.
We've been marathoning Seinfeld, so that to do it. But I saw the girl with the Harry Potter tattoo, and I was like, okay.
You're
if
there's Dan's wife. I'm
Yeah.
I don't get a choice in this.
Everyone started
Yeah.
doing that thing of oh, you have to go talk to her. You have to.
Yeah,
If it doesn't
even
work out, what went
even
wrong?
Jan and Allie were, and I was just fine, I'll fucking talk to her.
If you married that woman, I'd be so proud that I made the connection, even though you did all the work. But you tried.
It's not like he failed.
No, not by any means.
No, I mean that's just what happens.
Yeah.
You just try
Yeah.
and pick up girls at the bar, and just end up buying them a drink, and you never see them again.
Yeah.
So
Remember, I was like, how'd it go? You're like, well, I don't know her name.
Well, for the uninitiated, each and every week here on Creatively Challenged, we talk entertainment news, do a recurring segment, review a movie, and discuss random topics that we bring to this $34 card table. And with that, you guys ready to do the news?
yeah,
But we're not reviewing a movie this week, Ryan.
No.
yeah, it's true.
We have the Golden Goldblum Awards this week.
The first annual Golden Goldblums.
We put ourselves out there, you voted, and we've got an audience-fed award show, and we're really excited for it, so that's coming up later in the show. But our first story, we have a Fahrenheit 451 trailer, the HBO original movie, which is set to debut, I believe, in the...
April?
It's soon. It's soon.
April and May.
Something like that.
It's March now.
Yeah.
March of the Penguins.
Well, this movie is
Is
not
it
about
mo-
penguins.
No.
It's obviously an adaptation of the famous Ray Bradbury novel. and it stars Michael Shannon and Michael B. Jordan. The trailer was less than a minute and 30 seconds, but it gave you everything you needed to be excited for this. And it looks very high budget.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's. I wonder if, as you said, I wonder if the robot dogs will be in it.
Yeah, because that could be really something for at least if they were looking to pump in some more action, if this were less of a movie about ideals. But what did you think, Dan?
In all of my school reading history, like this was like top 5 book for me. I really enjoyed the book. So the trailer looked sweet. I just love the story. I know Ray Bradbury's novel isn't that long of a novel. I think it only just eclipses like 200 pages maybe. So I HBO should give it like a fine like runtime for it to have everything in there. So I hope it is pretty accurate to the novel. But other than that, Michael Shannon and Michael B. Jordan, 2 guys named Michael. We have a guy named Michael sitting right here.
I go by Mike.
Yeah.
How do you think, being a Mike, how do you think they sort that out on set if they're trying to address one or the other?
I could see Michael B. Jordan going by Michael B. I could see that happening.
MBJ?
Or MBJ. Yeah.
Or MBJ.
That'd
Yeah.
be a good nickname, actually.
And they call Michael Shannon MS. And they're like, multiple sclerosis, come here.
Ah.
Him, I said it earlier this week, him and Ben Mendelsohn are just becoming like the Hollywood bad guys and everything.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
It's good.
It's been like a hot 3
I'm
years.
so excited for Ready Player One. Just see Ben Mendelsohn be a bad guy again.
A corporate asshole, kind of like.
Yeah. Does he wear light colors in this again, just like he did director Krennic? I thought I remember seeing
No, I
him
think he's in a suit.
He's
Okay.
gray suit. Gray
Yeah.
suit.
Great bad guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Big time.
He's got a hateable face.
Yeah.
Like a villainy face kind of thing.
Can Dark Knight Rises. Where's Bane?
Yeah.
It's
totally
got a
forgot
lisp for some reason.
This trailer was awesome, though. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. And my favorite part was not only the visuals, but you had some awesome dialogue in there. Like, I keep forgetting it, but the song, not the song, the line by Michael Shannon about men not being created equal and we're made equal by the fire or something like that.
Oh.
I'm like, that's amazing.
There's going to be some philosophical shit in this movie.
I like how Michael B. Jordan is playing Guy.
Guy Montag.
Yeah.
Sophia Boutelle is in it, too.
That's right.
Is she Lady Montag?
I don't think so.
Someone named Clarice, I don't remember the book that well. Who is Clarice? Do you know, Dan?
She's the little girl.
Well, she is a grown woman in this.
No,
Sophia
she.
Boutelle could play like a teenager.
You're right, actually.
It wasn't like a little girl, but remember, like, Guy, like, falls in love with her because she's, like, different, and then she goes away. And
That was it.
I could see her playing that kind of like gothic little different hipster girl too as well. That's good casting.
And there was no glimpse of the old man in this either, in this trailer.
The historian.
Yeah.
He's casted. I forget who's playing him.
Well, if he's in it, I'd say good. Oh, the historian is played by Keir Dullea.
Cruella DeVille.
Cruella DeVille is reprising her role as Cruella DeVille
That's good.
as the historian in Fahrenheit 451.
She is a bitch.
She is vicious to those dogs.
Yeah, there's no good.
One of the great villains in animated movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The cigarette hanging out the limo. Oh, she's a C word.
she's a sleaze bag.
She just drives her car like an asshole too. She just always fucking pulls up at 90. It's like, slow down, you bitch.
She didn't have a limo driver. She drove her own
No,
car.
she had her own car. It was like a black and white car, and it had a really long front, like it was 1990, and she was driving around in like a 1930s car.
Well, after watching the trailer, I said to Mike, I cannot wait to see Michael Shannon wielding a flamethrower because there's nothing more scary than an ideologically charged Michael Shannon with a flame wielding device.
Imagine if he had a flamethrower in shape of water. That would have changed everything.
I like the cattle prod he had though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good torturing device.
You know Elon Musk is selling flamethrowers? Like you can buy a flamethrower.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good thing for like the children's toys market. That'll be good.
Sounds like you're asking for like people to be harmed.
You talk about Elon Musk a lot. Do you like him, or are you just like? Are you?
I just feel like
is he
there's
enigmatic to you?
no, there's just something every day now with that guy. So it's just like I don't know. He's just always like got something.
Yeah.
He interests me because there's just always something, and it's like what's gonna work out and what isn't. Like this guy's inventing flamethrowers. He's sending cars into space. Like I wanna pick this guy's brain. I wanna know what the fuck, like what's going through his mind all the time.
You know what it is in the late 2000s when he was first developing SpaceX, his heroes Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong in like political press releases, they were saying they came out in defiance of having privatized space exploration. And in an interview, Elon Musk was crying about it. So what they did that day was created a supervillain. And Elon Musk is eventually going to do something with these flamethrowers and these self-driving cars. And he's going to kill those heroes.
And he's gonna give a flamethrower to Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm in for like an empire.
Like Tesla?
Like I want Elon Musk to just put on reveal that he has Sith powers, and he just reveals like he just Sith lightnings Trump out of the chair and then makes the United States like an empire.
It could work.
I'm in. I'm a stormtrooper, man. I'd give in if Elon Musk was the empire.
He's already developing a super efficient supply chain with his self-driving semis. Like he's working it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'd say like of people most likely to be a supervillain in real life, it's probably him. But that's unrelated to this movie news.
You know, in the Empire, who probably gets the most ass?
Who?
The TIE fighter pilots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the rock stars.
They get to wear the black suits, and they.
Them are the Death Troopers. They get a lot. The Death Troopers are like the SEALs.
Death Troopers are all like 6'5".
Yeah.
They're like as tall as Darth Vader.
What are we talking about?
What's our next story?
The Wreck-It Ralph 2 trailer.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Electric Boogaloo.
What's the actual title?
Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, is the sequel to 2013's Wreck-It Ralph. And now the trailer starts with the old Mr. What's his name, who owns the arcade, and he brings in some Wi-Fi or whatever. And Ralph and Vanellope von Schweetz go
Voiced
through.
by Sarah Silverman.
That's correct. And John C. Reilly voices Ralph. And they go through the wires and they end up in the internet. And it just looks like a lot of fun. A lot of more references. The fun thing about Wreck-It Ralph, the first one, is a very well done movie that has a bunch of video game references in it, but then still makes a great quality film. And now this one can do the same thing with the internet, although watching the trailer again, there's an ad for YouTube Red. Mm-hmm. And YouTube Red stinks because that Jake Paul kid, or Logan Paul.
That's his brother who also sucks.
That's the one who YouTube Red employed him and all those other.
Not anymore though.
All those other other losers that have shows that pay for their YouTube to get this YouTube Red, and eBay and stuff like that. There's a lot of fun references. But the best part of this trailer is at the very end when there are just two rabbits.
Eating pancakes.
Just eating pancakes, and Ralph makes them blow up.
I was watching it. I'm like, this has gone on way too long.
He's like, pancake. And then the bunny, there's just a look of despair on the bunny's face.
It was really good.
It looks hilarious. So, I don't know. It looks like more fun. I'm very excited about this movie. The first one was very enjoyable.
The first one's one of my favorite animated movies in the past decade. And yeah, I'm totally... They could make so many of these movies.
Yeah, they could.
This should be a franchise. And yeah, it was great. And it looks like more cool banter between Ralph and Sarah Silverman. And what I really liked about the first one is it didn't have kid humor.
Yeah.
It kind of had heartfelt humor, and there's a big difference with animated movies. Sometimes Lego Batman at times fell victim to being kid humor, with Michael Cera at times. Wreck-It Ralph didn't have that, and that's why I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, it looks awesome.
The first one was very much like retro based, and then there was a little bit of themes with like newer video games and making Ralph like scared by that. And if they made a second that was just video games, I would have been very against this movie because it could have been very well the same thing. But now they're kind of doing the same thing, but he's in the internet, and it seems like there's like adversity he's gonna face in here. There's probably a good plot from the way it sounds, and I'm all for this.
Yeah.
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 It's good for the arc of Ralph, I think.
Yeah, because like the thing is, arcades were dying, and that was like mentioned in the first one, but they still had a good story, and now, they're gonna show the reason why arcades are dying and bringing in the internet into it. It's a good idea.
I hope Felix comes back in this one, voiced by what's his name from 30 Rock.
He definitely is.
I
Jack
thought he got
Jack
killed.
McBrayer.
Did he?
I don't
No,
know.
he got married to the wasp killing chick, Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch.
Yeah.
She was badass.
Oh,
in the
Yeah,
first
she
yeah,
was.
Fix It Felix. I thought you meant the bad guy who is like the racer.
one. No, Fix It Felix.
Never mind. Yeah,
Uh,
Fix It Felix.
King
is good.
Candy.
He is.
Yeah, he was a fucking
Yeah,
schmuck.
that's right.
Yeah.
All right.
King Candy.
I loved the Wizard of Oz reference in the first one too, where the guards to the king's castle are Oreos, and they're going Oreo, Oreo.
Jack McBrayer is in fact in it,
Yeah,
reprising Felix.
yeah, like that's genius. I love it.
And the woman who voices Ariel from The Little Mermaid is Ariel in Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh,
I don't know. That's way down
it's
there.
like Jodie something, right?
Jodie Benson.
Yeah.
Wow, you knew that. Yeah, so this is Mulan's in it, voiced by Ming-Na Wen. Who I don't know if Ming-Na Wen did. Yep, she did. What is this movie gonna be? There's Disney princesses in this.
I hope Kingdom Hearts.
Moana's
makes an
in it.
appearance.
Rapunzel's in it.
There was the
the fuck?
Sora's crown necklace was in the first one.
Oh, really?
Kristen Bell is Anna from Frozen in this. What is this movie gonna do? I'm excited.
Is Olaf in it?
I hope not.
Not, dude. After that short before Coco,
I still love Olaf.
Yeah,
I don't.
it's good when he was written.
Because of that short. And even Josh Gad he's funny on Twitter, but he admitted that he ruined Coco for a lot of people because of this stupid movie beforehand.
Was that all we got on this one?
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Mike, you've got our next story.
Brad Pitt joins Leonardo DiCaprio in Quentin Tarantino's his new movie's got a title, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a bit of an homage to Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West. And Brad Pitt will be playing the stuntman of Leonardo DiCaprio, who is also his best friend. And Leonardo DiCaprio, this movie takes place in 1969, and Leonardo DiCaprio plays a out-of-work Western TV star. And as I said, Brad Pitt's his stunt double. And Brad Pitt lives next to Sharon Tate, who was murdered by the Mansons. And yeah, this plot is thickening. It's got a title, and it has 2 stars attached to it now. This is amazing. This is awesome. Brad Pitt was awesome as Aldo Rain in Inglourious Bastard, so he can work with Tarantino, and I can't wait to see DiCaprio and Brad Pitt's dynamic in this movie. It's probably going to be really comical.
Have they ever been in a movie together?
I have no
I
idea.
don't think
Maybe.
they have. Because they are just 2 power castings
Yeah.
there. One being the stunt double of another, and Tarantino directing it. There's nothing more to say other than this movie's probably gonna be fucking great. Simple as that.
I
I
agree.
like the title more than the casting.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's
Yeah.
an awesome title.
Yeah.
And I hope the way he's still gonna have his style, but I hope there are some almost like a Western.
I think it's going to, especially since it's a dying Western TV star, and you have that landscape surrounding outside of Hollywood a bit. So I think
Yeah.
it'll have
He
some
goes out
Western
to,
elements, definitely.
Monument Valley.
Yeah.
Does some John Ford stuff.
Yeah. I just can't wait to see who he casts as Charles Manson. And I bet Manson has a smaller role in the movie, but
A while ago, talking about Walton Goggins, was that just speculation? He'd be good.
that was just us bullshit.
He's not for sure in the movie.
No, not at all.
Walton Goggins should be
Yeah.
Charlie Manson.
He's a bit taller, though, than Charles Manson was. Wasn't Manson kind of a shorter guy? I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Daniel Radcliffe should play Charles Manson.
He's short. He could do it.
Yeah.
Grow out his hair. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Dan's sentiment is right. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
What else is there? I'm on board.
Yeah, you're never going to...
It's
besides...
like, I hate this cast.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt stinks. Leo stinks. We need to get them all out.
Yeah, who's saying that?
I don't know.
I saw an article that someone's like, can Quentin Tarantino really get away with making a movie about Sharon Tate? I'm like, yeah, he got away with making a movie about Hitler.
Yeah.
Where he murdered Hitler.
And racist.
Yeah, and Django Unchained, he did a blaxploitation film.
Yeah, he can. He'll make it.
He'll handle it.
Yeah.
People, though, argue that The Hateful Eight, the poster in my room, he made in poor taste because all the characters are pieces of shit. But I'm like, quit being an asshole and just enjoy the fucking movie. It's called The Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
It's in the title.
They were all bad people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jennifer Jason Leigh is in The Hateful Eight, and she was good in it. She
She's
wasn't
great.
She wasn't good in Annihilation.
Check out our review for that last week.
Yeah.
Well,
And that is it on the news.
yeah, that's our news. Dan, you usually introduce our recurring topics.
Yeah, so these recurring topics. It's unbelievable. You wouldn't even believe it. They've recurred once again. We're back to top fives this week. Top 5 sentient inanimate objects in film or television. So things that are normally not alive, but
Well, not even alive. They have a presence.
but
Ryan
have
said that it-
yeah, but have like can move. I don't know.
Ryan, you
An
describe this.
object that is normally inanimate, that is now sentient, self-aware,
Yeah.
and animated. So, like a chair that comes alive, that is sentient and animated. And so I wanted to discuss the top 5 things that came to life and are self-aware in movies. And that's very vague.
And it's like, yeah, so if a toaster came to life and was brave but little,
What would that be a reference to there?
I don't know, some sort of brave little toaster.
That's in a movie.
I know.
Yeah. When was that made?
That's the joke.
The Brave Little Toaster.
I think like early 90s.
1987.
Oh.
Stars John Lovitz. Great guy.
As who?
I don't know. Let me look. But the Brave Little Toaster is an example of that. A toaster who has come alive. John Lovitz is radio.
Not Cuba Gooding Jr. radio.
No,
That's
different
why I
radio.
laughed.
Let's
John
start a
Lovitz was
rotation.
in Big.
John Lovitz is his shit, man.
Yeah.
He's
What?
in the Benchwarmers.
Let's start our rotation here. Dan, what's your number one or your first in a rotation here?
My number 5 is Winnie the Pooh and his friends.
Tigger.
Yeah, an owl and rabbit, and Eeyore and Piglet, and Roo and Kanga.
All of them.
That's it. Yeah, so Winnie the Pooh, obviously a Disney film.
Mm-hmm.
What they are is they're toys, and they come to life, and they have adventures with a kid named Christopher Robin in the 100-Acre Wood.
That's cute.
Yeah,
Winnie the Pooh's nice.
I love Winnie the Pooh.
He smells like shit.
What?
Pooh?
Yeah.
That's comedy.
Yeah, that's low comedy.
Yeah,
That's hanging fruit.
Winnie the Pooh has been studied under philosophical tendencies because he exhibits the behaviors of Taoism, which is sort of like Buddhism. And so he's been studied because the way he's like relaxed about issues and things, it's weird. There's so many parallels, and people think that he was written with that intention.
I like how he misspells house, even though he lives in a book.
How does he spell it?
HOWSE.
It's kind
With
of
like a backwards S.
I like Winnie the Pooh. They're making another one. Well, it's Christopher Robin. With
Yeah, and Ewan McGregor is playing like an older Christopher Robin,
I don't know what they're doing, but that sounds fun.
right?
Yeah. Disney's got that coming out like next year, I think, actually.
Good. And want to know what else I hope Disney has coming out soon? Also using Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi in an Obi-Wan Kenobi solo film.
Mm-mm. Would you be mad if they scrapped that movie to make this Christopher Robin?
I wouldn't be, like, unhappy. Like, if they wanted to just leave the Obi-Wan character as is, fine. But, like, if they're making the Han Solo movie, I think, like, Obi-Wan is more deserving of a film. But
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Mike, what's yours?
So I'm twisting the rules a bit to a object that is made into a character and has a presence, and I am going with the copier from Office Space.
Oh my god, that is so funny.
Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker. One of the great scenes in a comedy ever is when they smash the copier in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going with the copier because that movie is so fucking funny.
It is. It really is. And anytime any electronics device breaks, I've gone to, like, say if it was, like, in school, I'd, like, ask the teacher, I'm like, can we go do the scene from Office Space with it? Like, back in high school in yearbook, like, the printer in there, like, broke a lot. And so I'd be like, Kev, we gotta go do the scene from Office Space with this thing already. And she's like, we can't do that.
Ryan did it.
Yeah.
He threw it off a building.
Not a printer, but I'll get to that in a second because I was going to bring that up. But printers break so much, though, because we ask, like, a lot of them. They have to, like, heat up that ink to, like, 200 degrees or more and then, like, turn that into tiny letters on a page. It's amazing we get even, like, 3 papers out of them. But printers suck, always. That being said, when I was still at the University of Illinois at Chicago, it was the end of the year, and a lot of students, if they have broken shit, they'll just leave it outside their doors or in the hallways just for people to take or whatever. And there was this big old box fan, we've all seen them, that didn't work. And everyone in their rooms had one of those boxes that were the toolkits. And I had a Bluetooth speaker, and we went on the roof of this building at UIC, and we put on the song, and everyone just got a hit with a hammer at this box fan. We fucking destroyed it.
That's so funny.
And then threw it off the roof because no one was there on the weekend. And it got destroyed. We picked it up after, of course. But, man, it was really good after, like, I think it was in the middle of finals week, so we all needed that just to beat something. No. No one will know. Only through story you will know.
Now they know.
I'm gone from that institution. That's fine. But it was satisfying. If you have a broken machine and a hammer, guys, do it. You wouldn't realize how much you need that.
I really do want to do it.
Did you play the song?
Yeah, really loudly. Still by the Ghetto Boys. If you're wondering, it's a great song if you want to feel hard as nails.
But if you're asking Siri, you have to say Still by the Ghetto Boys.
Every time I do it on Siri, my car pronounces it like that. Also, you're Michael Stuglis, according to my car. It's funny every time.
I just say I'll just say, hey Siri, call Stoogie, and then it'll be like, which Stuglis, and then oh
you turned it on.
The bitch did turn on, but then like the whole Stuglis family pops up, and then I have to click on Mike's name.
I don't even say Stuglis into my Siri anymore. It's just Michael Stuglis.
Ugh, it's degrading.
Michael Douglas.
It is my name. It's my name, and I have no other. I love John Proctor. R.I.P. in peace, John Proctor.
My first inanimate object, which is in no particular order, I like the Muppets a lot. I've always liked the Muppets and their movies. The Muppets show was really good, and I don't know. They've always had a soft spot in my heart. And it's too bad that like they had just had a new show a couple years ago that bombed and they canceled it. But, you know, they'll always be around, do you think? Like, are the Muppets ever not going to be around?
I love the Muppets. I really do. And I want them to come back.
Apparently they're making another show. So maybe they'll be relevant still.
Just don't try and make it like The Office, but Muppets.
That's what they did. Didn't work.
I know.
Didn't work.
I can't watch the Muppets because of Miss Piggy.
Oh.
Why?
I hate her so much.
But Fozzie's so funny.
Listen, it's just me being nitpicky. I hate Miss Piggy.
Her character's so unlikable by nature. It makes sense. Did you know
Fozzie's hung though.
Frank Oz, the voice of Yoda, voices Miss Piggy?
Yeah.
The voices are really similar if you think about it.
Yeah.
But I have a Fozzie Bear joke I wanted to share. I looked it up when we were talking just now. Here's a Fozzie joke. Okay.
Waka.
So a guy, he comes up to me and asks me, "Did you take a bath today?" And I said, "Why, is there one missing?" Waka waka.
A comedian of the generation. Fozzie Bear, everybody. I used to worship Allah, but now I worship Sama. Waka waka.
You guys want to hear another one?
Yeah. We could just do these.
Why do movie stars have a lot of fans? Because they're hot. That's enough of that. That's a hole we will get down.
Waka waka.
Waka waka. They're the best jokes.
Oh, man.
That's a good one. Waka waka. What a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the first Muppets movie. Like Kermit singing a song about like getting the Muppets back together, and then like he's having like a flashback, and like Fozzie just kind of appears, and he's like in a picture frame, and he's like, "I was framed."
Waka waka.
It's genius.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, what's your next one?
My number 4 is the Veggie Tales. I was a huge fan of the Veggie Tales show as a kid. Bob and Larry. Bob is a tomato and Larry's a cucumber, and all the other guys. What a show. A lot of great songs. And I was a huge Veggie Tales kid. I had the Larry Boy. I had a lot of Larry Boy stuff.
You want to know why I didn't like the Veggie Tales?
Why?
They were vegetables. And I didn't eat veggies when I was a kid.
So you didn't like it?
So I didn't like it.
It was such a good show.
In recollection, it's stupid, but I'm saying as when I was a kid, I didn't like them because they were vegetables.
I never paid attention to like the God stuff in it either.
You always forgot that, and then by the end of the show, they would somehow tie it back to the Christ stuff. And it's like, stop it. We want the vegetable jokes. Get out of here.
Yeah.
There's Bob the tomato, Larry the cucumber. Oh, classic characters.
And Junior the asparagus.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the character list. But would they have been more successful without the Christ angle? That's the question.
They were already wildly successful with
true.
the Christ angle.
That's true.
But
Probably why it was.
like, I mean, that helped me like learn some of the Bible stories like as a kid anyway. Because I remember like I'd watch Veggie Tales before school, and then like one time like I knew the story of Daniel in the lion's den because of Veggie Tales. I like Daniel in the lion's den. I have a Daniel necklace, Saint Daniel. It's got him
Is it a vegetable?
standing next to it. No, no, it's not. It's not vegetable Daniel. It's regular Daniel.
A lot of good songs in there, too.
Yeah.
It was fun for the kids.
Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh,
I even
where,
know that
where,
one.
where is my hairbrush?
Mike, what's yours?
The Ring from Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
It doesn't need much
Oh.
explanation. It's one ring to rule them all. Drives the entire plot of one of the greatest movie trilogies ever. I don't include The Hobbit with those. And yeah, it's amazing. And you know, it doesn't need that much explanation. It's the fucking ring. It's awesome.
That's probably going to be the darkest one
Yeah.
out of all these, for sure. Because these are all like lighthearted things
Yeah.
for the most part. The Ring is messed up, man.
I just couldn't leave it out.
No.
It's too powerful. My precious. Someone fart?
No, it's
chair.
it's my shoes rubbing together. Yeah.
Huh. You don't want to get in on the footsie me and Mike got going over here?
No.
It's a circus under this table. No? All right. Dan is visibly not into it for those listening. Anything else on the Ring?
No, it's just
okay.
it's
Okay,
the
just moving on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a ring.
Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story,
Oh,
played
that's a
by
good
Carl
one.
Reiner. Classic comedy. The banter between him and his wife is too good, and you gotta give it up for Miss Potato Head. One of the shining stars of
Absolutely.
Toy Story. Dan, deep in thought.
Wait, Mr.
He's
Potato
not
Head.
played by Carl.
It's
He's
Don
not played by
Rickles.
Carl Reiner?
It's
Don
Don
Rickles. That's what I
Don
meant to say. Fuck.
Rickles.
Yeah.
Well, then clearly I don't like him as much as you guys.
I was like, something about
upset.
that.
That's why the
sounds
pause was there. Not Carl Reiner.
Yeah.
Don Rickles.
I don't like you.
I like both of those guys, though. Their stand-up still holds up.
Oh, Don Rickles
Yeah.
is hilarious. Was hilarious. I'm glad he finished his stuff for Toy Story 4.
So we're safe.
Yeah.
It's still in there. He was ancient, though.
Yeah,
Like
but
90-something.
Jim Varney died in between Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. So instead of Jim Varney voicing Slinky in Toy Story 3, it was that guy from The Waterboy.
Do you know his name?
He's in all the Adam Sandler movies. He's in the Benchwarmers. And yeah.
Not familiar.
Yeah.
Well, what's our next one?
The Cloak of Levitation, otherwise known as Doctor Strange's little cloak. It is an all powerful cloak that levitates. That is why it's called the Cloak of Levitation. But it has a mind of its own, and in Thor Ragnarok as well as Doctor Strange, like it just provided a lot of stupid comedy, like it being able to like swallow people and slam them up against the wall. Like it provided for a lot of funny instances in combat scenes with Doctor Strange, and I'm sure there are going to be a lot more going forward with him being more prevalent for the Infinity War. So I'm excited for more Doctor Strange, and I'm excited for more Cloak of Levitation jokes.
What if the cloak is the thing that kills Thanos?
I'm in for that.
Really?
I'm in for it.
Now, the cloak, of course, is played by Carl Reiner
Yeah.
in a motion capture feature.
course.
They, of course, captured it before he died, and I thought Carl Reiner did a great job. Very good physical comedy. He's not just all jokes. He's got physical comedy too. That's
I almost
a lot
hate
of range.
Carl Reiner now because you mistook Don Rickles for Carl Reiner. Like
Messed up.
everything about Carl Reiner, I'm just out on right now.
My third one is Ham from Toy Story, voiced by John Ratzenberger. Ham is awesome.
Yeah.
He has one of the greatest laughs in a movie ever in Toy Story 2 when he goes, heh, heh, heh. And he is awesome. He's a wise ass, and all he does is sit back and make fucking snide comments.
I like in Toy Story 3 where they're like peering out of the toy box and like they're looking over into Molly's room, and Andy's mom is just like, oh, Molly, you gotta donate some of your toys. And she starts putting toys in there. She puts Barbie in, and then Ham goes, I get the Corvette. So funny.
Yeah. So Ham, he's awesome.
My next one counts as a technicality. I'm picking Teddy Roosevelt, played by Robin Williams in the Night at the Museum series.
I
Would
would
you say that
accept that.
counts?
100%.
What a magical role. Even if they had 2 sequels
Yeah.
after that one, and he's in all of them.
His last movie was the third Night at the Museum.
Okay.
Apparently, the movie and the third one is not great,
Mhm.
but his send off in it is like a send off for Robin Williams. A lot of people thought,
Yeah.
which is cool. He's amazing in the first one.
He's held like a special place in a lot of different generations' hearts. And I think that's why people were pretty beat about him getting killed or killing himself.
Jesus.
What? I accidentally said him getting killed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it.
I'm really mixed up today, boys. I'm really mixed up.
He was killed by Carl Reiner.
Robin Williams, of course, tragically murdered by Carl Reiner.
Carl Reiner is getting more publicity than he's ever gotten before today on our podcast.
Welcome back to the Carl Reiner podcast.
The Creatively Carl podcast.
What's your next one, Dan?
God. My next one is Herbie the Love Bug from the Love Bug series. I love those movies so much, the Herbie movies. The Love Bug is great. the sequel's okay, and then they get kind of bad after that, and then the Lindsay Lohan one from '05 was like decent, but it's still off. What's his name? McPoyle and the Man in Black is in the Lindsay Lohan one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy Simpson.
Yeah. And yeah, I just love Herbie. It's just a movie about a car that comes to life, but it doesn't talk, and so it's not Owen Wilson in a car. And Herbie's just it's great. And if you guys have never seen him, I kind of want to watch him again. I was thinking about him the other day.
They still hold up. They're fun. I've never seen the originals.
Oh, the original Love Bug's like classic.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, they'd be fun.
Yeah.
They're like the original Transformers.
I think we just found a transformer.
I think we found a Herbie.
It's like, I think we just found a Herbie. They should reboot Herbie again and put Mark Wahlberg in it.
That'd be really funny. What's your next one, Mike?
My number 2 is my favorite commercial character at this point in time. The Progressive Box, voiced by Chris Parnell.
It's good that they changed it up because I think the nation was fatigued with Flo.
Yeah.
For a bit there.
The box is way better.
Yeah.
The Box is funny. And
Get this guy out of here.
Chris Parnell has such a funny voice.
Yeah.
Chris Parnell was in an episode of Seinfeld I was watching the other day.
Really?
Yeah. He's been around, but he's kind of old. He's got gray hair going on.
He's an Archer.
Yeah, he is.
That man is successful.
Yeah, he's in a lot.
Good for him.
They should put the Progressive Box in Archer. And Archer's just like, is nobody gonna comment on this?
There's a box.
Well, and then someone goes, "There's a box in here," and Archer goes, "Phrasing."
And of course, Chris Parnell and Andy Samberg brought the digital shorts to Saturday Night Live, and the first one with Lazy Sunday is just like the greatest internet video ever made.
They did a sequel and it was a real stinker.
Yeah.
They also just did a sequel of the Natalie Portman rap. You ever listen to the original one way back?
I know they did. I remember the original, but then I saw that they did a sequel, and I saw that she was dressed up as Padme, and I just told her I wasn't gonna watch last week.
Oh.
So I didn't. Charles Barkley's hosting tonight, but 2 days ago for our listeners. And Charles Barkley's always great on SNL, regardless of the cast around him. So I'm kind of excited to see what the clips are tomorrow.
For sure. My next one is the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter.
That was on mine. And I deleted it. Yeah.
Oh, no one else had it?
It was on mine, and I was like, someone else has to have this.
I have no Harry Potter items because I could have just done all 5 of mine Harry Potter items.
Famously portrayed by Carl Reiner, the Sorting Hat is a judgment of your inner character.
I love this joke. I want to keep using it.
And I love the Sorting Hat. He's got some spunk to him, and I like the way he just knows how people are on the inside. It's a cool concept, and I very much always enjoy seeing him in the films.
He's kind of a wise ass too.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Be in your bonnet, Potter.
Yeah. Fucking chill. Put me in my fucking house.
I was wondering if you had put me in the right house. I stand by what I said before. You would have done well in Slytherin.
It's like, yeah, I got it. Don't be so fucking bitter.
And Harry just goes, "You're wrong," and he just goes. And he goes back to just being a hat.
Well, I mean, the guy's gonna get an ego if they make a ceremony out of him every time they pull him out each semester.
Well, especially if you're voiced by Carl Reiner.
Yeah. I mean, that guy imbues power anytime he does voice acting. But what's your next one, Dan?
My final one is Sheriff Woody and Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. Just easy. Favorite animated movie of all time. Just 2 characters that are just incredibly voiced by Tim Honks and Tom Allen. So, they're just incredible. And Disney, gotta love Disney. Because since the beginning of Disney, they're just like, all these things that don't talk? Let's make them talk. And then all the people are like, oh yeah,
That's the business model.
And they write it down. They're like, oh, shit. We had toys talking last year. What can we get talking this year? How about Bugs? We're doing a Bugs Life. Bugs Life was successful. Okay, let's do Toy Story 2. What next? What if we made a movie about monsters? Let's do it. Monsters was a success. What else can we make talk? How about fish? Yes, we're doing it. Let's do it.
What's nuts is that some meetings actually are like that in Hollywood. Like the most famous example that people know is to pitch the sequel to Alien. Not Scott Cameron. James Cameron. James Cameron went into
Carl Reiner actually.
He was creative partners with Carl Reiner at the time, but James Cameron went into whatever studio was going to make. I think it was Fox was going to make the sequel, and to pitch his sequel to this movie, he went to a chalkboard, he wrote Alien, then added an S, which is the title, and then put 2 dashes straight down the S to make the money symbol, and they were like, all right, we're going to make the movie. That's all he did to pitch it, and they picked it up.
It wound up being one of the greatest sequels ever.
Yeah.
Alien or Aliens?
Aliens. I like Aliens more, but Alien is also really good and suspenseful. Yeah. They're both great.
Aliens is more rewatchable, I think.
Yeah, hands down.
John Hurt is in the original Alien.
Yeah.
He gets a thing bursting through his chest, and then he goes on to play Mr. Ollivander in the Harry Potter series, and now he's dead.
Yep. He sure is. Yeah. It's a throat cancer, I believe. Poor guy.
Actually, he was attacked and murdered by Carl Reiner.
Oh my God.
Carl Reiner, the famous Hollywood serial killer that'll be... Actually, it's funny. Brad Pitt will be the neighbor of Carl Reiner in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Is Carl Reiner playing Charles Manson?
Yeah. So
all right.
this joke is
dead. It's done.
My
number one is
Carl Reiner. Feel free to come on the podcast and discuss.
My number one is the pot-smoking teddy bear Ted, created by Seth MacFarlane and voiced by Seth MacFarlane. I don't care what people say about Ted 2. It's fucking funny. Ted's hilarious. I hope they make 10 Ted movies. I can never get enough of the shit that comes out of his mouth.
Is there a third one in the works?
They haven't said anything. Dude, his thing with Liam Neeson in the second one.
Oh my God. Like, that is so funny.
He's like, these tricks, they're for kids. Is anyone going to come after me? He's like, no, you should be okay.
This breakfast cereal. I like how he says breakfast cereal.
And right before that, I remember he goes, yeah, now come back later. We got lots more groceries for you.
Like when he comes back at the end, he's all ripped to shreds. Like,
and he actually has a stroke. Yeah, I love that character so much. It's hands down. He's my favorite.
And then when they find the pot field, and then the Jurassic Park theme plays.
They do move in herds.
That 2 wasn't a bad sequel.
I laughed a lot.
Yeah,
no, dude, it was so funny. I remember like when they showed up to the Comic-Con too. Like, one guy was dressed up as Obi-Wan, and then the other guy was Darth Vader with Stormtroopers. Like, you two guys even shouldn't be hanging out anyway. And then Amanda Seyfried like makes a Star Trek comment, and then they're like, "Oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. We're sorry. Enjoy your time." And he's like,
he keeps calling her Gollum throughout the movie.
That's rough.
He's so funny.
Mm. My final one is a duo, much like Buzz and Woody. The Map and Backpack from Dora the Explorer. See them in Michael Bay's Dora the Explorer as they wield grenades and machine guns, presumably. Map and Backpack are very helpful companions of Dora, and I've always enjoyed their songs and the directions they give to Dora and how Backpack famously holds things. I think they're very honorable people.
I think they're overdue, like Dora is, to get torn to shreds by Swiper.
The fox, he gets them. It could be a darker adaptation.
I want.
Oh man, like what a quitter!
Swiper,
you can still fuck her up.
Swiper no swiping. Swiper no swiping. It's like, I don't give a shit. what you're saying over there. I'm gonna still come over there and swipe whatever the hell you got.
Swiper also wears a mask, though anyone is clearly able to identify him as Swiper. He seems to be the only fox in the region, and there's no point in disguising himself.
Yeah.
I want there to be a casualty in the Dora movie. I think Backpack or Map or hell, maybe even Boots is due for a death, I think.
Oh man.
Maybe
By hand a Swiper.
Here's what happens. Dora returns back to Diego's treehouse, and they find bloodied up Boots in the doorway, and they find Boots is murdered, and the story's a mystery to figure out where the murderer went.
Kind of like a Red Riding Hood
It
story.
could go like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then Swiper's voiced by Carl Reiner because he's a famous
I know.
serial killer.
That voice on Swiper just would be shit. Or someone steals Boots' boots, and that's what the... But anyway, that's mine.
Yep, that's a good one.
Last rotation.
No,
that's it? All
That was
right.
it.
I enjoyed this discussion. I
Yeah.
enjoy doing weird shit for these top fives. The last one we did was what was our last one? Detectives and Cops?
Yeah, that was
okay.
fun.
That was really good too. This is a good recurring segment. I enjoy the little tidbits we get out of these. Well,
Carl Reiner's 95 years old.
he's old.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He was on the Dick Van Dyke Show back in the day.
Dick Van Dyke is awesome in Mary Poppins.
That guy is still all together, and he's in his 90s. Dick Van Dyke.
He's awesome.
Like, his
in,
mind's there.
Night at the Museum too.
Yeah.
He's in it.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Him,
Isn't he like a Roman?
Mickey Rooney, and a black guy are like the thieves. The coach from Air Bud.
I don't remember
Do
these
you
guys.
remember in the second one, John Bernthal plays Al Capone? He's like the black and white Al Capone.
Yeah, and so doesn't Sylvester Stallone play? No.
No, I don't think he's in it. It's been a hot minute since I've seen that. Amy Adams is what's her face.
Yeah, I remember that. Amelia Earhart.
Really Earhart.
Amelia Earhart was ugly, and Amy Adams is hot. So that's now I got a night at the museum.
Well, Ryan, let's.
Okay. And now, the 2018 Golden Goldblum Awards. We sent out forms to many of our fans, and we got a whopping 52 responses from our fans. This is more than we could have asked for, more than we could have begged for. And we were very shocked by the results, and we were about to give out the awards soon enough. To present the award for Best Soundtrack, Mike Stuglis.
The best soundtrack is something that's very important to a movie, Ryan. It gives it heart. It gives it feeling. I'm not doing this. Best soundtrack. We had a bunch of. We had 5 nominations, and Hans Zimmer was 2 of them. We had for best soundtrack we had Dunkirk by Hans Zimmer, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 by various artists, Blade Runner 2049 by Hans Zimmer, Baby Driver, again by various artists, and Logan by Marco Beltrami. And an overwhelming majority of this went to Baby Driver and Guardians of the Galaxy. But Guardians of the Galaxy pulled away and won Best Soundtrack with stealing 48% of the votes, nearly half. And this was to be expected. This is what I voted for. This soundtrack was awesome.
I don't even remember. I think I voted for Baby Driver, but far and away, the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtracks are always awesome. To see it go through space action and it's usually just 70s or 60s hits, like that is really original, and it's always fun.
James Gunn just released a awesome mixtape volume 0 with like hip hop hits from like the 90s.
Oh yeah, I was listening to that this morning.
Yeah.
There's some modern stuff too, but it's not like the same shit as the other ones.
Yeah. But in terms of awesome mixtape volume 2, I was just listening to it again this morning. I mean, it's an incredible album. I voted for it. And
What was your guys' favorite song on the album?
Oh,
I'd say Father and Son by Cat Stevens.
I'd say My Sweet Lord by George Harrison.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Especially when it plays in the movie on Ego's Planet. Yeah.
I find myself singing along to Southern Nights a lot in my car. It's really a jam, but man, those two. The first time I really listened to Father and Son, I had like nice headphones on and I was walking from class and I cried. There were people walking by and I was shedding tears and they don't even know the experience I'm getting right now. But in just well executed, like in the moments where Father and Son was playing, very, very touching. So they used these classic songs very well. Very well.
Yeah.
And deserved. It came in at 25 votes.
Yeah, Baby Drivers was awesome as well. As we said, it came in second. Man, that soundtrack has a lot of cool stuff, but the beginning and end songs, it starts with Bell Bottoms, which just sets the tone, and it ends with Baby Driver by Simon and Garfunkel. Again, another awesome soundtrack, and it's really hard not to vote for that one. I mean, I own both of them on vinyl, but Guardians was something else.
Yeah. Edgar Wright started writing Baby Driver for like 10 or no, when he was 21, he said that he had a dream of that robbery sequence with bell bottoms, and you can look at this old English music video from the early 2000s where he does sort of the same thing as the beginning sequence where Baby's got the windshield wipers and dancing to a song. It's a different song, but it's the same idea. And then he takes that into this movie and wrote a movie from that starting point of just this vision he had of a chase. And that's really cool, just as a nice starting point creatively.
The movie started with a chase sequence. That's really cool.
What a film.
What a film.
Driver.
Yeah.
Love it. Love the soundtrack. Love Simon and Garfunkel. Their songs just get stuck in your head.
Fantastic. And here, to present the award for the Grandmaster Award for Best Villain, we have Daniel Stewart. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'd like to thank the Creatively Challenged podcast for giving me the opportunity to present the award for the Ian Malcolm Hero Award at the very first annual Golden Goldblum.
You mixed it up, Mike.
I fucked up.
Mixed it up.
I fucked up. I'm an idiot.
Are you Warren Beatty?
Yeah. It is Best Hero. I fucked up.
Redo the rigmarole here.
Dan's presenting the Dr. Ian Malcolm Award for Best Hero. I apologize for being an idiot.
I didn't even hear what you said.
I said Grandmaster Award for Best Villain.
And the winner is La La Land.
Yeah. We're amateurs.
When you came out and read the card, it said Emma Stone.
Yeah. It says Fresh Fish Daily on the menu.
Well, after a year of incredible films with incredible lead actors as the main protagonist of the film, we have these nominations. And the nominations were Logan, played by Hugh Jackman in the movie Logan. Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland in the film Spider-Man Homecoming. Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot in the movie Wonder Woman. Agent K, played by Ryan Gosling in the film Blade Runner 2049. And Baby, played by Ansel Elgort in the film Baby Driver. And the Ian Malcolm Award goes to Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. Wonder Woman. Deservedly so.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman received 39% of votes. That was a majority. Logan had 31 as a close but not so close second for the best hero in our responses. But the way Wonder Woman shifted the whole DC universe in a new direction, the fact that her movie was so good, I saw it 3 times in theaters, and Gal Gadot's like charisma, everything that she put into that character works, and she was just the best standout hero of last year. Well deserving of the Ian Malcolm Hero Award, and I'd love if Gal Gadot came on the podcast to accept the award personally.
Yeah. No one answered our emails.
Yeah.
We tried Carl Reiner to present. He didn't respond.
I'm glad. Well, I'm glad Logan didn't win because we're still in that feud with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
I voted for him.
Logan, for the first half of the responses, was winning. Some of these things shifted. It was really interesting to watch as we went. And but Wonder Woman came out.
Yeah.
They were the two best heroes this
Yeah.
year.
Oh,
I
agreed.
think it was by far.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of good superhero movies this year, but in terms of like characters and what they went through, it was Wonder Woman and Logan all the way.
Yeah, they're really fully realized in the movies that they were in. Dan, your
And now, as we move on, I'd like to bring back up Mike Stuglis to present the Grand Master Best Villain Award here at the first annual Golden Goldblum Awards. Mike.
Well, thank you for having me back on to right my wrong. It means a lot.
Well, Warren and Faye are getting a second chance again, right?
yeah. So should Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the nominees are the Vulture, played by Michael Keaton in Spider-Man Homecoming. Pennywise the Clown, played by Bill Skarsgård in It. Hela, played by Cate Blanchett in Thor Ragnarok. Buddy, played by John Hamm in Baby Driver. And Richard Strickland, played by Michael Shannon in The Shape of Water. And the Golden Goldblum goes to Pennywise the Clown from It.
I didn't clap for Wonder Woman, so I didn't feel like clapping for anyone.
In reality, he decisively kind of took this category. There were some other at the beginning. Buddy was running away with it, and then as more responses came, it went to Pennywise, and it's very understandable. He was that movie basically. I mean, it was great movie all around in terms of the ensemble cast, but he stole the show. He was so terrifying, and it's one of those instances where like it's really tough in a horror movie to make the creature like scary. You know, like it's not like in The Shining, Jack Nicholson is terrifying, and like in Split, which I kind of forgot came out this year. That was a good one too. But yeah, when the villain drives the plot, it means a lot, and he was amazing. Yeah.
It was funny too. The Vulture at one point was winning over Buddy. The Vulture and Buddy in the beginning days of the poll were winning, and Pennywise was a small majority, and then just cleaned out. It's really weird how these kind of work out. But yeah, deservedly so. I mean, everybody loves Pennywise. It was like there was a cultural love for him even in the weird TV movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just a great character.
Yeah, and he's improved upon in the new movie. Would you guys say?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. It was just able to do a lot more and keep to the book canon, which, you know, they kind of had to strip down and I mean, what was his name? Wheelchair guy was incredible as Pennywise in the TV.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rolling Thunder.
Oh.
Yeah, Tim Curry was awesome as Pennywise in the original, but you know, the TV restrictions on content kind of, you know, limited him a little bit, and he was still culturally an icon, but Skarsgård was able to just kind of make the character terrifying, keeping to the book, and also putting a new spin on the character to not really, you know, to do like a different version of Pennywise that, you know, to kind of rival Tim Curry's, and it was just a great performance. It was a great adaptation of the book, and I really enjoyed it, and Pennywise was an awesome villain.
You know what his best scene was? When he contorts out of the fridge in the house, and he's like, time to float, and he's like rubbing his hand all over what's his name's face.
We have to watch it again.
And then Richie comes in, and he goes, I'm not real enough for you, Richie. It was real enough for Georgie. It was so terrifying.
It's good.
Yeah, and then he gets a pole stuff shoved through his face.
Yeah.
We have to watch it again is a complete statement about that. All the information you need for watching that movie again.
We have to watch it again.
Yeah.
I know.
It's interesting. And now, to present the award for Best Picture, Ryan Nolan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. The award for Best Picture is presented to a film that has an outstanding and excellent achievement in filmmaking. The nominees are Logan, written and directed by James Mangold.
Logan, what did you do?
Dunkirk, written and directed by Christopher Nolan.
Look back.
There's no hiding from this, son.
Baby Driver, written and directed by Edgar Wright.
This one, you say listen to the music all the time?
Is he mental?
Mental meaning slow. Was he slow?
Wonder Woman, directed by Alan Heinberg and directed by Patty Jenkins.
Written by.
Alan Heinberg.
It's okay.
Did I not say that?
You said directed by.
Fuck. I had all the composure and none of the critical thinking. Blade Runner 2049, written by Hampton Fancher and directed by Denis Villeneuve.
You're a cop. I had your job once. I was good at it.
3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, written and directed by Martin McDonough.
Go, girl.
Hey, fuckhead!
What?
Don't say what, Dixon, when she comes in calling you a fuckhead.
And the winner is Logan. This was not a surprise. Logan being like one of the most financially successful movies out of here, and very popular as a character. Like Hugh Jackman's been a superhero institution, a powerhouse since the 2000. And it was a great send off for the character. A really good movie, even standalone. Outside of if you've never seen the X-Men movies, it still carries some weight. And I think it was a really refreshing thing for Fox to put out there for the X-Men franchise. The runners-up were Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri at an even split of votes. The fluctuations went between Wonder Woman and Baby Driver, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. You remember that, Mike? Mm-hmm. What do you guys think of this?
I think it shows how much like the wide range of movies people were trying to see, because that's kind of what we tried to do with this category. Is, you know, we got the blockbusters in there, we got some artful movies like 3 Billboards, and they all got votes, and I really enjoyed that because I wasn't sure if that was going to take, because not everyone sees everything. But that was really cool that I think this category specifically was so split up. Yeah. And it's cool to see the different tastes people have, and it's clear that every movie on here got love and attention.
It's awesome. The pie chart is almost an even rainbow and split. It looks good.
Yeah, and that's great. I mean, piggybacking off of Mike, like the fact that all of them got votes, and I mean, it was a lot of good movies in that category. But you know, Logan, my favorite movie of last year, comes out as the best picture with the first Golden Goldblum. I'm happy about that. It's a great award for that movie. Add it onto the resume for that movie, like put it in the commercials for it or whatever.
Best picture winner by the Creatively Challenged Pod, or of the Golden Goldblum.
We should
the
like
Golden Goldblum
email James Mangold and be like, you know, you got the Golden Goldblum. There you go.
We'll send one in the mail.
Yeah. And so that's awesome. Yeah, Logan is just an incredible movie, putting the Western dramatic spin on the superhero movie, and did something that The Dark Knight did back in 2008. It's make a superhero movie out of a different genre and doing it in such a great and unique way to make such an awesome and memorable film. Yeah, Logan's just well-deserving. Great performances by Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart in their final roles, and James Mangold can write and direct the movie.
Well, thank you for voting, everyone who did that. Getting 50 votes was awesome. We were really jazzed up about it. So we always ask for audience participation, and actually being able to see it quantified in charts and things like that really was cool for us. So thank you, the audience, for being cool. Anything else on the Golden Goldblums?
No, that wraps year one.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That officially stamps year one of the podcast, I'd say.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Full circle on year one, and already looking forward to next year's Golden Goldblums, where we'll see if those three idiots who can't even pronounce what categories are which.
Did we all mess up once?
No, Dan did not. No.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see if they get to anybody new.
I'll tell you what. I can tell you right now that Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger will be on that list for
The
best
villain?
villain.
Oh yeah.
I hope he
Oh,
wins.
yeah.
It's March, and I can say that.
Unless Thanos is amazing, or Johnny Depp as Grindelwald.
Oh, that'd be
just,
cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see.
we'll see.
For our main topic this week. Wait, were we done on that?
Yeah.
Okay. For our main topic this week, I wanted to ask, what's bullshit? What is something in life that you found that you think is just horrendous and should be looked at more? Do either of you want to start?
Yeah, you know what's bullshit is actual shit. People at our apartment complex and people all around the world who don't pick up after their fucking animals.
Yeah.
It is so rude to other people. It bothers me so much. It's like, have the fucking decency. If you're going to own the animal, be responsible for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to accidentally maybe step in shit. There was shit on the sidewalk. I don't want to
There
step
are literally
in that.
bags.
There's bags.
There's bags with the little doggy poopy bags with the little trash can. Like, you don't even have to bring out a bag. There's one
free.
out there.
Yeah.
And you want to know what? It's not bullshit. It's dog shit.
Yeah.
It's dog shit, Ryan.
Yeah.
I mean, it bothers me, and it's everywhere.
It's all over the place.
Well, a lot of these college kids will get puppies because it's fun to get a puppy and then aren't ready to have that responsibility. And it was too cold for them to pick up the dog's poop outside. So now that the winter is thawing and we're starting to get our first rains, it smells like a graveyard. This is, in fact, dog shit.
The app is dog shit.
Yeah, it puts dog shit. Very niche.
Niche
joke
just
on
for
the
the three of
podcast.
us.
On
Yeah.
the podcast.
It wasn't put up.
No,
it was
it
not uploaded, so just for us. Dan, what's yours?
Dude, want to know what's bullshit? Ice and drinks. Okay?
Why is that?
Like, not like, at, like, your house, but at, like, restaurants and stuff. Like, the drink comes out of the machine cold. Like, you don't need ice. The ice takes up just more of the drink. You always get less drink when you got ice, and it's bullshit. And the ice at restaurants is gross too. There's been a study that came out, and like the ice at restaurants is dirtier than the toilets at restaurants.
They never clean the ice chest because it's always perpetually
Yeah.
filled with ice. That makes sense, especially on planes. I still take ice.
As someone who's been a busboy and you've worked at a restaurant as well, it is all you do is basically just shovel in ice into a container, go fill something up, and there's like no process of sanitation at all.
I wonder because I've never seen an ice chest be cleaned in the two restaurants I've worked at, but like, oh, I'd love to get a black light wouldn't do it, but like just a cotton swab, that'd be horrendous.
It's bullshit. Dude, I always order my drinks with no ice at a restaurant.
Really? Oh, I didn't
And
know
at
that.
McDonald's this morning, I said Dr. Pepper, no ice.
No way.
I don't get ice. It's gross.
I like it because it keeps the drink cold.
Yeah,
but
but it comes cold out of the machine anyway.
it
can
keep
get
like
cold.
longer. And I kind
mean,
of
it
like
can
it
get
getting
warm,
watered down.
yeah.
It's a personal thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's bullshit.
It is bullshit on the sanitary thing. I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah, but you get less drink in there too, because the ice like takes it up.
It's a big thing too if they charge for refills or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some restaurants sin with that where it's filled all the way up with ice and then you get like a spit of your drink.
Yeah.
What's my
Nothing.
least favorite thing at the bars is when they just like fill it to the brim with ice. It's like, yeah, a couple ice cubes will do.
Yeah.
Relax.
My bullshit. Is that all on your bullshit, Dan?
There's a lot more things that I find bullshit.
This could be a topic that we do again.
Yeah.
My thing that I think is bullshit is movie theater popcorn, as well as concessions, but I'm going to get into movie theater popcorn.
Yeah.
Right now, in the current movie theater market, it costs more per ounce for movie theater popcorn than it costs filet mignon. A 50-pound bag of kernels costs only about $20 each to buy wholesale from a distributor. This bag can create about 3 times the volume of its popped kernels, so that means they're getting a very, very large return in revenue for the popcorn they pop out of these 50-pound bags. And these theaters can get away with it because for a lot of people, it's an absolute staple to have the popcorn. Like, we usually don't get it in theaters, but like some people can't go to the movies without it.
Those people stink.
Yeah. And after a little digging, I found out why it might cost so much. Because theaters they make 85% of their profits off of concessions. And they have bills that make it so hard to maintain a theater if you don't get good sales. Because the prices on electric for both heating or an AC, they have to heat and cool these enormous rooms. And for some larger theaters, the bills can get into up to 6 figures.
Jeez.
For just heating and electric. And so if they can't cover it in box office tickets, in which they get a very, very small percentage, they're fucked if they don't have something to pay for it. And what is it? It's the popcorn that costs $15 for a medium. It's the drink that costs $15 for a small. These things are covering their asses. And I looked up projectors too. Those are a little less. But the main bill that they have on electric is heating and AC. And it's nuts.
I'll tell you what, too. It's the quality of the popcorn's always pretty low, and you need to add like a gallon of butter just to make it good. Mm-hmm. It's like just been sitting forever, and they just scoop it in. And it's like, well, that's like hours old.
Yeah.
You want to know what's bullshit? Is that I have to pay $5 for a box of Bunch of Crunch at the theater.
That is bullshit.
And I do it all the time. I should just sneak in my own candy.
And you can.
Yeah, I've done it.
That's the weird thing about the sneaking in is that it never was not allowed, was it? The sneaking in the candy?
Oh, it's not allowed.
It's not?
It's
No.
not allowed.
They don't police it ever.
No.
Well,
which is nice.
I mean,
Unless you're an idiot, and
you're supposed to
carrying
hide it
in your
in your.
fucking
You're
hand.
supposed to hide it in your coat. You're not going like to the to the ticket checker and going, look at my Reese's Pieces, asshole. But it's one of else's bullshit. We got ID'd seeing Annihilation last week.
That was
I
weird.
didn't, because I was but that is so dumb. You have a beard.
I have a beard, and you have to be 17 to see an R movie.
Yeah, that was weird.
I didn't even get ID'd when I saw an R movie when I was 16.
You bought it online, didn't you?
What?
The tickets for Annihilation?
Yeah.
The dude, after you went ahead of me, said, oh, yeah, we just got to check because when you buy it online, someone could just, like, show us one. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But they ID'd me, and I went to the box office. And I have a baby face, but not a 17-year-old baby face. I drove to the theater. It was weird.
Do you remember we were with Tim that one time? That girl's like, what is this ID when we were in Illinois? And she's like, are you old enough? And Trevor just goes,
He's 19.
He got more mad than Tim did.
This was at the movies?
Yeah.
It's
It was
bullshit.
this stupid fucking box office lady.
It's like the theater clerks being harder than bouncers at bars with fake IDs.
Ugh. That's ridiculous.
It is bullshit, dude.
These things are bullshit.
I have a beard. I can't even believe it.
That should have just been the prerequisite to get you
I
in.
know.
But any final thoughts?
What are we seeing next week?
I think it's A Wrinkle in Time. Let me look on IMDb's coming soon so we could actually get an answer on that for you folks out there. So you can plan your week. It is, in fact, A Wrinkle in Time, which, after the embargo has lifted yesterday, is getting panned on Twitter. I cannot wait to see it. Any final thoughts?
No. Listeners, let us know what you think is bullshit or what your favorite inanimate object is that can talk or think or do stuff.
All right, and that is this week's podcast. Remember that each and every Monday morning we upload to YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. What up?
The Oscars were yesterday,
Yeah.
and we didn't talk about them at all because we have the Golden Goldblums and we're our own academy, and we don't want to talk about the Oscars, but
We could recap them if we want.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
bullshit.
Give us
Bullshit.
it is bullshit. Give us a follow on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with what we're putting out there each week. And as always, thank you for listening.
Love you guys.
What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Blue, 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 blue. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.